Hello and welcome back to my Warframe adventure. In today's episode, we log into the POM 2 and read through some rather interesting files. We pay a visit to Dante's Leverian, and we explore Albrecht's laboratory. Now, on with the show. Why, hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and friends from beyond the binary, and welcome back to my Warframe adventure. It is lovely to see you today, and I hope that you are doing well. I figured we would begin today by making our way on over to Dante's Leverian. So, without further ado, let's begin. Ooh. Okay.
Hello, friend.
Hello, Drusus.
You find me now amidst the bones of all I am, of the thing that mattered most to me in my too long life. You know, I wasn't sure it was possible to be less than a man, for I was a man once.
Okay.
This room was to be a shrine to one of my dearest friends, but now that shall never come to pass. Look around, and I will recount what was meant to be.
Okay. I'm curious to know if this moment here was the introduction of the Leverian into the game. Because of course I have visited a couple Leverians now, but what if they came after this? I don't know. Let's go and see what happens then. I was playing as Dante before this, and I wondered if maybe that would trigger any additional dialogue from Drusus, as if he could maybe perceive that I embodied this dear friend of his. Anyway, let's begin with the unfinished shrine.
I've made such a terrible mistake, you see. In a universe at its own throat, where every living thing works daily to keep body and soul together, there's not much appetite for history, for stories. The Leverian may not be a real place, a place you can reach out and touch, but to reality it was anchored. And reality demands a tithe. It takes coin to keep this place rest, this shrine to memory. And a savvy businessman I was not. To be less than a man is to be a fool. And fool I was.
I'm not going to get too into the weeds at the moment in regards to what exactly the Leverian is, but to hear him say it might not be a real place, a place that you can reach and touch, but to reality it was anchored, and reality demands a tithe. It takes coin to keep this place rezzed. I wonder if this is some sort of dreamscape that we can go to in some way, shape, or form, which would explain why we are experiencing it in a first-person perspective, as if we are walking in a dream. Okay, next up we have loss.
Did I never tell you of Dante? No, I suppose I didn't. I suppose I hadn't the fortitude. The entirety of the Leverian is shaped by the lack of him, though perhaps only in ways that I can see.
Okay.
Though, by definition, a weapon of war, Dante was, first and foremost, a student of history. And he was my friend. Truthfully, much of the Leverian would not exist were it not for that bold, two-fisted academician's devotion to both myself and the cause of better understanding our history and ourselves. It shames me to think of what he would have to say about what I have done to our shared endeavor.
Okay. I'll talk more when we've digested more of the Leverian. Folly.
Parvos granum, You know the name.
I do indeed.
He of the gilded hand and gilded tongue. For an age, he has sought what Dante and I had gathered together. Our collected treasures. For one such as Granum, there is no such thing as enough. In an age with no appetite for memory, maintaining a shrine to our shared history seemed folly. And so, in a low moment, I signed it all away.
When he mentioned earlier about requiring coin to keep this place rezzed, my mind did go to the Corpus and Parvos Granum and maybe what role they may have or could play in maintaining the Leverian. But yeah, we gotta remember that the Orokin didn't care for memories, did they? Well, they did. They did, but not in the way that you and I would care for memories. Oi! Bloody hell. Is that because I'm playing Dante, and right now I am technically Dante? So Noctua flew to me, or is this a byproduct of me being here within the Leverian that scared the shit out of me? Okay, let's move on. Next one is regret.
I do not know what possessed me in that moment. I have no need for money, or food, or shelter, or care. Perhaps I merely felt my time was done, that the past had served its use, and me along with it. Whatever the reason, I allowed myself an instant to feel my misery to be greater than my life's purpose. A momentary indulgence that may be paid by every future generation until the sun goes dark.
Well, we've seen Drusus in the communications tab in our inbox, and he appears to be some sort of Cephalon. But he has those typical Entrati trappings of the circular discs wrapping around him, whereas other Cephalon are wreathed in glass. So I wonder if he is a special type of Cephalon, one constructed by a method not involving Nihil and being contained within this glass housing. Maybe I can quickly... Oh no. I'm really annoyed. I did... Oh no. We'll get back in there in a second. Tenno, I've only just now learned of my old friend Drusus Leverian's predicament. Ah, that's his last name, is it? Or is it my old friend Drusus Leverian's... Yeah, no. So the Leverian is his last name. Okay. I believe I can help you with him. Albrecht's old conduit network has everything Drusus will need. Access the conduits in the Armatus node of Deimos or through the Sanctum Anatomica. Come see me afterward. I may even be able to help you recover his trusted colleague, the Warframe, Dante. Well, the reason I wanted to quickly open up my menu was to see and take a closer look at him. Here we go.
Oh, the Leverian. It was floundering. You understand? Going under. All that work I put into it, and so few visited, let alone donated. Oh, I don't mean you, of course. I know you're a friend to the Leverian. You just wasn't enough. So when Parvos made me an offer, I thought, oh, why not? Just let it go. Let it all go. I took the deal, Tenno. I shouldn't have, but I did. Oh, if only Dante was still around. Please, you must come see me.
I will go back in there, of course. I'm not going to leave that unfinished. But I will take a moment now then to go over here. We'll make one called Drusus Leverian. Drusus is the mastermind behind the Leverian. Full stop. I'm not going to add too much in here because we don't know what the immediate future will tell us about the deal made with Parvos, so I'm not going to sit here and write too much about that, but I will mention what it would seem that Drusus is a different type. Oh, type. Good if I could type. Type of Cephalon. Where he is not bound by glass, rather he is encapsulated by these discs, very much in the same vein as the trappings we've come to know as being synonymous with Albrecht Entrati and the Entrati family. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I play this again, don't worry, we're not going to watch it all.
The Leverian.
The way he pulses,
you understand,
is much in the same way we've come to see other Cephalon pulse when they talk. Like, they glow and they expand and... yeah, curious. All right, let's go back to the Leverian. This time I will be a bit faster. And
hello, friend.
Hello again, sir.
You find me now amidst the bones of all I am.
I'm going to interrupt you.
I would give much for my friend to have been here. Dante and I, we tempered each other's unique compulsions. You would have liked Dante, I feel. His end began, as it did for so many souls, with the Entrati family.
Oh.
The patriarch of that benighted family had fallen into decadence and disrepute, his name sullied by controversy and implications of madness. Then an erstwhile associate of mine, a gentleman by the name of Lloyd, a Master Entrati's man for more than a lifetime, well, vanished. Lloyd, his master, and his entire lineage, just gone.
Well, there's an interesting development there, and that's the knowledge that Lloyd and Albrecht were in a relationship for more than a lifetime, which, of course, we understand that through the continuity rituals which the Aurican elite dabbled in, we know that they were alive, and especially these elites were alive for several lifetimes. Immortality had been achieved. But to know that they were together for long enough to have known each other throughout these lifetimes, and maybe across several different bodies, that helps paint the picture of the relationship which they had and now continues on in whatever story is about to be told in the MSQ. Okay, let me go and open up a note on I'm looking for, let's go find, do I have one on Lloyd? Otak and Lloyd, the emissary, Whispers in the Walls? So I'll tab under here because these are all notes that I need to expand into their own documents. So underneath Lloyd, I'll mention during our trip to the Leverian, Drusus tells us that he and Albrecht were together for more than a lifetime. How many bodies did they come to know one another in, I wonder, before Albrecht decided he would not partake in any further continuity rituals. Okay. Next up. We're near the end. This has been enjoyable. Failing.
There were rumors, of course. Master Entrati was known at that time for outlandish claims and questionable science relating to voices he was hearing, I believe. Gods from beyond the veil and whatnot. After the disappearances, Dante, never one to let a good mystery go, insisted on infiltrating the Entrati manse and learning the truth for himself. I, however, being more familiar with the confidential details of Master Entrati's interests, urged him otherwise. I suppose you wonder why I would do such a thing if I believed Master Entrati to be fit for little more than the asylum. Lloyd was, as I said, a dear friend. We spoke often. His last missive to me was a simple one.
Oh my god.
We end as we began. As a student of history and its occult apocrypha, I know the terrible import of those words. And so I cautioned Dante to remain by my side. He promised to do so, then did otherwise. And I never saw him again.
That doesn't surprise me.
Perhaps I was not so deft at tempering him as he was of me. And that, I suppose, was my first great failing. The parent of this second and most final one.
We end as we began. The last missive that Lloyd communicated to Drusus. Already I want like a poster in my office that is just "We end as we began." Like I can't tell you just how like I get chills now when I hear it. We end as we began. Like it's just so good. Okay, let's go back to this then. And again, I'm hoping when I can find a bit of time I can, you know, expand these out a little bit. So I'm gonna make a whole new bit here. We end as we began. And then I'll put underneath, explore the significance of these words. Lloyd's last communication with Drusus was this phrase. And I'll go in there and, you know, accommodate and add anything in which is appropriate to that. Okay, and then the final part. Dante, or as Drusus says, Dante. Dante. Oh wait, is that? Oh wait, I can interact with this? Whoa! What is this? Oh shit! Oh, that's cool. And 56. 56. I wonder if that is the order of which we've received these Warframes. If Dante was the 56th.
You found him, friend. And Dante's tale deserves to be known.
Hey!
So, allow me to relate it as he passes it to me.
Okay.
Dante ventured to the deafeningly silenced halls of the doomed Entrati lineage, encountering automated defenses gone senile and violent, chanting in an unright dialect that slurred thought and annihilated hope.
There it is.
That wrong-tongued language invaded Dante's mind, infecting it with the one thing he was defenseless against, the promise of knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh. It may be said that a parasite is life from without the body, fighting to exist within the body, despite the body, even as it risks the body.
Yeah.
What, then, do we call knowledge from beyond our reality, demanding to be let in? Poor Dante. If only he had recited to me sooner the wrong-tongued words he had heard. I could have told him, you know, that I had heard that language before, once, long ago, from the lips of Parvos Granum. Dante found it, you see. Dante found the book.
Wait a damn second.
The Dante I knew was many things, but he was not weak. He struggled, fought, refused its knowledge. There was a moment, I knew, when that chill indifference felt it had won. In those moments, I was with him, wrestling the foul thing he had unlocked. Impossibly, though it cost him dearly, he was winning. But miserably. I knew the equation was not so simple as that. I told him, Dante, what you have found can never be brought forth. Parvos must never know of this. I felt the chill, the awful loneliness of understanding wash through him. I sensed the moment he chose, and I felt Dante give up. When he died, I almost died with him. But the book, the word, did not permit Dante to die. The violent diplomacy which ensued rewrit the very fabric of who he was. I understood things, learned things on that journey with my old friend, from night to day. Things which could not survive in this world, but have forever made a lie to me of science.
Wow.
What became of him and what stars he may have traveled to is unknown to me. What that wrong-tongued voice may murmur in his mind on long nights, I'm not sure I would want to know. But I know it teaches. It teaches because it longs to be known.
Yeah.
And in being known, it exists. And in existing,
It survives.
survives.
God, I've loved this so much. The big revelation, I suppose, is here. I could have told him, that I had heard that language before, once, long ago, from the lips of Parvos Granum. I don't remember where it came up, but there was a description given to Parvos about how he had a devil's eye, or I don't know if it was explicitly a devil's eye in the void. There was something to maybe connect him further to the void beyond this dimension that he exists within alongside Protea. My read of this, and I know Parvos Granum would love a deal, especially if it aids him in acquiring more wealth and power. I wonder if Parvos Granum has also beheld and reached a deal with none other than the man in the wall. I don't know if I've got it in here. Seen? Would seen before. I was making a list of the characters who had maybe seen the man in the wall. I thought I had it in here somewhere. Because again, we know, and maybe I can quickly put in here, has been seen, in parentheses, by ... us, Rel, we've got Albrecht, and of course, the big one, which again I'm still waiting for, is Lotus. We know that she has beheld him. His other face. And I'll put underneath Parvos, question mark, and then underneath Parvos I'll write Drusus tells us that he has heard Parvo speak Void Tongue. Do I not have that in here? Speak in Void Tongue. Could this potentially implicate him in having reached a deal with the man in the wall previously? It would go a long way to explain his power and prominence in the system. Okay. This book, I'm guessing, is Noctua. The violent diplomacy which ensued rewrit the very fabric of who he was. I wonder what this book is. Wrestling the foul thing he had unlocked, impossibly though it cost him dearly, he was winning. I sensed the moment he chose. The book did not permit Dante to die. The violent diplomacy which ensued rewrit the very fabric of who he was. I understood things, learned things on that journey with my old friend, from night to day. Things which could not survive in this world, but are forever made a lie, to me, of science. So this book, this Noctua, again, which maybe I can... I'll make a whole note on Dante and Noctua. Noctua rewrit the very fabric of who Dante was. It was an affront to everything Drusus, Leverian, knew of science. What became of him and what stars he may have traveled to is unknown to me. What that wrong-tongued voice may murmur in his mind on long nights, I'm not sure I'd want to know. But I know it teaches. It teaches because it longs to be known, and in being known it exists, and in existing it survives. This brings me back to what I mentioned the last episode, I believe, about the indifferences, the man in the wall, Wally, whatever we want to start calling him, his fingers being in the origin system. Yes, we acquire power through them. We acquire the power to travel using these void drives and so on and so forth. And it gives, or it gave the Aurican Empire leverage over this unknown quantity, this void, this realm beyond the veil. But I do still maintain that it's give and take. Again, it wasn't a deal necessarily, but I do think it is a deal in some sense that the Aurican Empire were given the ability to use and manipulate the void to a degree using his severed digits. But he also then gained purchase on our reality. So it's a deal which wasn't, consigned with a handshake, but rather a deal made through the, just the use of him, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I wonder if this is a separate note here.
I imagine
it is a separate one.
Summoned you here.
Okay.
To ask that, in the name of whatever friendship we share, to lend your aid to my impossible predicament.
Of course.
To help preserve, not me, not this shadow of a man I once was, but to keep this monument to history alive.
Yes.
So that future generations may learn from it and never repeat our most shameful mistakes. Granum's obsession with that bygone age demands pieces of such. Ironic, really, that one man's interest in history serves only to strip an edifice whose singular purpose was to protect it. But there remains one slim hope: the sourcing of artifacts from places other than the Leverian.
Of course.
Sourced by you at my direction. Help me, friend. Help me, that my one great and final mistake not be the error that turns our collective history and the work of lifetimes to a single miserable use, making a rich man richer.
Hear, hear. Okay, well, we have been instructed by Lloyd to go and see him, so allow me to once again just reread the mail. Access the conduits in the Armatus node of Deimos or through the Sanctum Anatomica. Okay, we'll do that now. I figure before we go, I've not really looked too much into this, so I figured let's go and have a look properly at the abilities which are, which can be used by Dante. So the passive, Noctua scans targets, recording information for your codex. Status chance increases by 50% on fully scanned targets. Incredible. 10 out of 10. Amazing. Oh, and look! He's fighting off the murmur. Oh, that's cool. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so there's Noctua, Dante's exalted tome, and unleash a tale of woe upon his enemies. Fantastic. Number 2, Lightverse. Dante's vitalizing composition grants him and his allies Overguard and increases their health. Darkverse. Dante's composition draws blood from nearby enemies, inflicting slash damage upon them. And finally, final verse. Dante must compose 2 other verses before his final verse. Okay, so there's different final verses depending on the 2 verses that precede it. So, 2 light verses cast in succession invigorate allies with a buff that increases health and grants Overguard. Kills and assists briefly regenerate Overguard. So, Triumph, Overguard, we gain 7,000, the cap is 35,000, and we gain 237 Overguard a second. That's incredible. Next up, we have 2 Dark Verses, cast in succession. Damage over time from slash, heat, and toxin status effects accumulates in a single blast. Wow, right, so we would want to inflict as much slash, heat, and toxin on enemies as possible. And then we want to go in with the final verse to essentially explode them. And the damage multiplier becomes 7x. Wow, okay. Next up, we've got Word Warden, Light then Dark, supports allies with copies of Noctua. Noctua copies synchronize their attacks with their designated allies' attacks. I wonder if you can use that on yourself. So I could give myself an additional Noctua. And then finally, we have Page Flight, a dark verse followed by a light verse, summons paragrims that swoop at enemies, making them vulnerable to status chance and status damage, as well as drawing enemy attacks away from allies. So you'd probably want to do Page Flight, riddle enemies with as much status damage as possible by blasting them, and then going in with a Tragedy to explode all of the status effects which you've applied to enemies. The thing is, though, in Warframe, things die like that. So I don't think there's much necessity for me to, worry about all these combos. Like comboing Page Flight into Tragedy after I've stacked all of these different abilities. Who knows? We then have tips. So, when encountering new and dangerous enemies, use Noctua or other codex scanning tools to complete their codex entry quickly and benefit from Dante's passive going forwards. Noctua can equip any number of tome mods, making it a versatile tool for both utility and destruction. Noctua's projectile spreads into 4 fragments upon impact. Fire into large groups to hit multiple enemies and charge the alternate fire quickly. Light verse and final verses Triumph grants Dante invulnerability during cast, offering immediate protection when you need it most. Ooh. Okay. So an example of when I might want to use that, as an example, because it's something I've been doing recently, when you fight a Void Angel aboard the Zariman and they charge that big, red ball to then fire at you, if I just let the ball come towards me, phrasing, and then I pop Light Verse or Final Verse and use the Triumph to gain that invulnerability, I can essentially nullify it completely. That's fun. Protect allies in range by combining the overguard granted from Light Verse and Final Verse's Triumph. Noctua's clones created by Word Warden use the same damage types as the mods equipped on Noctua. Ah, nice. Consider which status effects would be most beneficial to your allies when modding it. Okay. The Paragrims summoned by Final Verse's Page Flight draw fire from enemies, offering crowd control. Amazing. Really good for Steel Path, I'd imagine. Final Verse's Tragedy applies all damage from status effects on an enemy instantly. Take advantage of this by applying slash status effects with Dark Verse and Page Flight, then cast Tragedy to wipe out heavy targets. Yes. Okay. Increased status chance from Dante's passive in Page Flight with status vulnerability and status damage can be used to stack slash, heat, and toxin status effects from other sources, dramatically increasing the damage of Tragedy, of course. And then finally, Final Verse is based on the last two verses cast. If you've set up the wrong combination, keep casting to replace your pending verses. Okay. Perfect. I don't know if the build I'm currently rocking here is amazing. This is what I've got on Noctua. We've got Galvanized Shot, we've got Galvanized Diffusion, more status chance, more multi-shot, of course, more multi-shot and fire rate here, Pistol Gambit, Convulsion, Razor Shot, and Target Cracker. Do I think Razor Shot is good? No, but I only had 6 drain or capacity left, and I figured I'd put it in there because I benefit from slash on some of my abilities. Again, is it the best? Probably not. If I go and have a look here under Naramon, I don't know if there's a better thing for me to put in here under Convulsion, because I have the polarity. So I thought, oh, well, I'll put in something which I can benefit from. Maybe it would be better to put Heated Charge in here, because heat status does pair better, I would say, with my skill set. So yeah, we'll put Heated Charge in. Yeah, we'll give that a go. And I'm rocking Secondary Merciless. I don't really have much more I can put in here. We've got Cascadia Accuracy Empowered, which, honestly, maybe Cascadia Empowered would be good, because we're dealing a lot of status effects. Let's try it. Let's upgrade Cascadia Empowered, and we'll give that a go. So I will deal 350 damage, matching the damage type of the status effect, and we should be dealing lots of status effects. And if the splintered projectiles being emitted from the blast of Noctua also then deal the status effect, and I guess this, now I'm going a bit off the deep end, the multi-shot is 2.6. And we were told that when I fire Noctua, that I did it say it splinters off into 4? It did state somewhere. Fragment, yeah, number of fragments 4. I wonder if those fragments will then also have a 2.6 multi-shot modifier, and if they will then also be able to deal the status effects. Because if I'm gaining an additional 50% status chance, that should pretty much bring me up to near 100% status chance on attacks with Noctua. What I'm trying to say is, fire a blast at someone, that triggers 2.6 status effects, which then, with my brand new Arcane on Noctua, would deal... I've not changed it. Why is that not changed over? Did I not equip? There we go. Which would then deal 700 plus damage of the matching status effect. And then it splinters into 4 more projectiles, which also have 2.6 multi-shot on them, and the same status chance modifier. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm hoping that's the case. Is there anything else I want to put in here? We could maybe go for things like Frostbite. How much do I want to go into crit? My crit is 66% at the minute. And I do feel like I'd be better off going for status chance over crit. So I could remove these, and this might be insane. You might be slamming your keyboard in rage. What is he doing? He's making a horrible mistake. I don't know. All right, let me figure this out. So I like Blast. I'm sticking with Blast. We can then put in... do I want to go for Pistol Pestilence, or do I want to go for Electricity? Or Cold? I don't want Cold. I've already got Cold, sorry. Let's put in Pistol Pestilence. That way we're also dealing Toxin, which does work nicely with my build. And then we can upgrade Razor Shot by 1, That brings us a little bit closer. And then we've got 3 drain remaining. Can I just put Sure Shot in? Oh, I've got Galvanized Shot. You fool, of course. Okay. I might give that a go then. The other option is we remove Razor Shot and then we grab something like Jolt. And then we're dealing corrosive damage, but I don't want corrosive damage, do I? I want Toxin to pair well with my abilities. In the same way I want fire, heat damage to pair with my abilities. I don't... unless I just completely get rid of heat... no, I want heated charge. Unless I just completely get rid of frostbite, but then heated charge would pair with one of these. Which is where I would need to do something like that in order to maintain the heat. And then I'm dealing viral? No, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I might just give this a shot. Why not? Why not? And then we can throw in Jolt at the end. So I've got Blast and Corrosive. But then I'm not pairing well with what I'm doing with my abilities. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Let's just focus on the damage being dealt by Noctua to begin with. I will see if I can find something for 3 drain just to plug the end here. Suppress, Trick Mag, Sure Shot, Spry Sights. We could go for Razor Shot again. Auger Pact, just more damage. Let's chuck that in. There you go. Perfect. And 80% of energy spent on abilities is converted to shields. Nice. I like that. Awesome. Right, let's actually go and dive into some content, shall we? I do want to go and read the POM 2 entries. But I believe first and foremost, we're going to go over to the Sanctum Anatomica, and instead of going to the POM, I'd rather find out what we can do to aid Drusus and his wonderful Leverian. Okay. I'm wondering if he'll be able to point me in the right direction.
Please, remember to hand in any Voca you encounter for
okay.
analysis.
I have been acquiring... Oh god, is it Voca I'm thinking of?
Tenno. I forget what one is meant to do with company.
I capped out on my standing with the Steel Meridian yesterday, and there was a new item I could purchase for 30,000 standing. And it said about trading it for Arcanes.
I hear his voice sometimes when I walk these halls alone.
Oh, Lloyd.
Quiet, entreating, insistent.
That's love. I have 1,000 of it. Vosfor. Lloyd uses devices in Albrecht's laboratory to reduce Arcanes to Vosfor, a potent powder for alchemical processes. Speak to Lloyd in the Sanctum Anatomica on Deimos to trade Vosfor for Arcanes he has stored in the laboratory. Okay. Cavia Arcane Collection. Receive 3 random Arcanes from the following. Uncommon, Rare, Legendary. Duviri, Eidolon, Holdfasts. Hello? Wait. That looks like the subway we were on during Whispers. So I'm guessing this is going to be, again, he's mentioned he's going to try and get me to 1999. I'm going to guess that happens then. Big surprise. Receive 3 random arcanes from the following. Oh, nice. Well, maybe I'll look into that. Höllvania? I don't know how to pronounce that umlaut above the O. Höllvania? I don't know. Please. I'm like cringing at myself. Necrolisk Arcane, Ostron Arcane, Solaris Steel Arcane. I don't really know what I want to go for, to be honest. I don't know if I should just throw these at something and hope for the best. I mean, I probably do want to get some melee arcanes, especially because I love Excalibur. Let's give it a go. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got Arcane Ice Storm, Melee Retaliation, and Melee Retaliation. Gain 5% melee damage for every 200 current shields. Okay. I'd love to get Crescendo or Duplicate. Imagine. Let's go again.
Will there be anything else, Tenno?
More retaliation. We did get an exposure on ability cast. Gain 10% corrosive damage on melee strikes. Should we do one of this? It's kind of cheeky, though, because I haven't unlocked the content yet. No one's around to stop me. I'm doing it. Arcane Escapist, sorry. On Mercy Kill, gain a stack of Escapist. Okay. Arcane Truculence. When gaining 3,000 or more Overguard threshold, release a 5-meter radial attack that applies max viral stacks. And Arcane Impetus. Unique status effects from abilities grant 1% ability strength and 0.5% efficiency for 20 seconds. Well, Arcane Escapist was a legendary, which I'm happy about. Nice. I'm glad we got that. Let's go and try and get more melee ones.
Will there be anything else, Tenno?
Animosity, Vortex, and Secondary Fortifier. That's nice. More crit chance on my next heavy attack. Kill an enemy affected by magnetic status for a 20% chance to pull in enemies. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds really nice. Okay. Let's have one last go. Crescendo or duplicate? Come on. Ah, we didn't get it. We got melee fortification, melee afflictions, and melee influence. On melee, electricity status, 20% chance for elemental melee status effects to apply to enemies within 10 meters. That's fantastic. Okay, well, I'm glad we did that. That was fun. So I'm guessing that's what I want to be spending my standing on, is buying more Vosfor. Okay, so...
To better times ahead. To
better times ahead. I could not agree more, Lloyd. I need to figure out where... Did not like that drumming sound. Let me just go and read it once again and see what he described it as. Access the conduits in the Armatus node of Deimos or through the Sanctum Anatomica. The conduits in the Armatus node of Deimos or through the Sanctum Anatomica. Is that something I can Fibonacci tag for Bird 3 Lloyd? Fibonacci Arsenal tag for Lloyd, mission entrance. Okay, maybe this is something I can access via the POM.
The best of things.
Just looking at all of the details on the desk. The scrawlings, the scribblings, the imagery. Okay, review logs. Fine. Fine, we'll do this. I say as if I'm not incredibly excited to look into this. All right, we looked at the operator in the last episode. Let's take a look at the Lotus. Okay. A suitable Tenno candidate has been found. The reawakened Tenno is being guided by the Lotus, the same entity who led the Tenno at the end of the Old War. The Lotus is known to be a former sentient previously named Natar. She was captured and converted to her current state during the Old War by Executor Ballas, a high-ranking Orokin. Executor Ballas is theorized to have modeled the appearance and persona of the Lotus upon his deceased lover Margulis, an Archimedean scientist executed for her devotion to the Tenno. The Lotus appears to be just as devoted to the Tenno as Margulis was. She has not, however, divulged the secret of her sentient origin to them. Continuing to monitor. The conflict. Tenno candidate has engaged with several hostile forces. The Grineer are degraded descendants of the cloned worker force that once served the Orokin. They are brutal combatants concerned only with the amassing of power and territory. Left unchecked, they slaughter, enslave, and plunder civilians. The Corpus are a merchant cult devoted to profit. They make extensive use of robotics. They exploit civilians economically and violently protect their investments. The infestation is a biomechanical plague, apparently controlled by one or more hive minds. It corrupts organic and mechanical targets, converting them into mutated servants. Continuing to monitor. Controlled by one or more hive minds. It's not a lot to go on, but I do wonder if there is a hierarchy within the infestation where these hive minds are all feeding into a leader of sorts. If we've got Vahek or Vihek over with the Grineer, we've got Nefanyo, but more so, I would say, Parvo Scrannon with the Corpus. I wonder if there is a biomechanical individual who is at the helm of whatever the infestation is doing in our system. Maybe. Who knows? Right, let's continue. Next up is the Void. Ooh, here we go. Oh, it's a big one. Okay. The Tenno has discovered abandoned Orokin towers within the Void. These towers were intended to act as sanctuaries from sentient attack during the Old War, since the Void is intensely damaging to sentience. Okay. Supplementary information. Much of Orokin society was dependent upon the Void. It was used as a shortcut through space and as a source of energy. Its full potential was first theorized by Albrecht and Trati within these very laboratories. It is Albrecht and Trati whom this device serves. It is Albrecht and Trati who has instructed us to locate the chosen operator. Okay. Significant development. The Tenno has encountered the Entrati family on Deimos. The family remains unaware of the existence of these laboratories. The Necroloid is an exception. Its memory is, however, suppressed until the activation of the Kalimos sequence. Okay. Hunhao? Significant development. The Tenno subject has learned of the Lotus's sentient nature, including her original name, Natar. A Dax, Teshin, has presented himself as a rival mentor, claiming that the Lotus cannot be trusted. The Tenno has encountered Natar's father, the sentient war leader Hunhao, whose remains lie beneath the oceans of Uranus. Hunhao had expected Natar to destroy the Tenno in accordance with her original mandate. The Lotus continues to reject her sentient nature and seems concerned to retain the Tenno's trust. Continuing to monitor. The Stalker. Ooh. Since awakening, the Tenno has been pursued by the Stalker. Appearance and combat capability suggest the Stalker is a surviving Low Guardian, a former protector of the Orokin. Evidence implies that the Orokin Empire fell at the hands of the Tenno themselves. The Stalker's motive may therefore be revenge. Significant development. Hunhao and the Stalker are working together. The Stalker has been sent to find the reservoir, a place believed to conceal the Tenno's gravest secret and which could be used to destroy them all at a stroke. The Tenno have set off in pursuit, aided by the Corpus Technocrat Alad V. Significant development! The reservoir has been located. It is on the moon Lua, previously believed destroyed, but in fact concealed within the Void. I love this recap of the story. The Zariman! Significant development! The Tenno has discovered the truth of their identity. They are a human child, one of many kept within cryopods on Lua in the reservoir. These children were passengers on the Zariman 10-0, the colony ship bound for Tau and lost to the Void. When recovered, they were found to have developed parahuman abilities. Despite Margulis's protests, they were placed into a state of lucid dreaming and used as Warframe pilots. The Queens. The Tenno has encountered the Grineer Queens, the semi-mythical leaders of the Grineer. The Elder Queen, aged and diseased, had planned to transfer her mind into the Tenno's young body. This process, continuity, was common among the Orokin elites and was used to extend their lifespans indefinitely. Teshin Dax helped the Tenno to resist the Elder Queen, who has now been eliminated. Only the younger Worm Queen remains. The Tenno has recovered much of their lost training. Suitability to fulfill the role of Chosen Operator has exponentially increased. Continuing to monitor. The Sentinel. The Tenno has been made aware of Rel, a fellow Tenno who was outcast by his peers. Rel had voluntarily assumed the duty of keeping the Origin system safe from a void-based entity referred to as the Man in the Wall. With Rel's death, that responsibility has now transferred to the Tenno. Critical development. The Man in the Wall is identical with the entity known to us as the Indifference. Albrecht and Trati is ultimately responsible for attracting its attention to the Origin system. Albrecht and Trati may be ultimately responsible for its existence. Parameter confirmed. The Tenno is the Chosen Operator. We await the correct moment to activate the Kalimos sequence. I really do feel as if this is true. This section here, I am all in on that being the case. That prior to Albrecht's piercing of the veil, entering into the void within his Seraglass spell, I feel like the void was nothing more than an energy, a literal void of nothingness, but this chaotic matter or antimatter. Who knows? Whatever you want to attribute it as. And it was only with his arrival and humanity being perceived by this force that from that was born an entity, the man in the wall, who could then, using his newfound sentience, I suppose, wield the void as a power. Who knows? Let's keep going. Ballas. Executor Ballas is now known to have colluded with Hunhow during the Old War in an attempt to betray the Tenno to the Sentients. Executor Ballas is now known to have survived the collapse of the Aurican Empire. Where did he go? We do not know. Significant sentient forces are now known to have amassed undetected at the periphery of the Origin system during the span of time since the Old War. Executor Ballas has now manipulated the Lotus for his own ends, compelling her to resume her sentient identity, Natar, in order to use her as proxy commander of the sentient forces. Significant development! Ballas has led the... I love that. Ballas has led the Sentients in a renewed attack on the Origin system. Era, the brother of Natar, is acting as joint commander. The factions of the Origin system have formed an alliance against this common foe. Significant development. The Tenno's personal timeline has been disrupted. Knowing he cannot kill the Tenno, Ballas has opted to imprison them within their own history. The Tenno will be unable to escape this loop without the paradoxical intervention of an outside force. Like when you just read this and you're able to sort of dilute the journey into these little logs, it gives you such a deeper appreciation of the narrative, the world, and the journey that we have gone on. Like that, what a sick final line. This bit here. The Tenno will be unable to escape this loop without the paradoxical intervention of an outside force. Enter us from a different branch within the block universe. The Drifter. The Zariman vessel, adrift for an unknown time within the void, now acts as a containment field for unrealized possibilities. One such possibility is an alternate version of the Tenno. This individual escaped into the void on their own initiative, rather than being rescued and taken into the Origin system as the Tenno were. Within the void, they established a realm, Duveri, in which to live. This individual, the Drifter, has now entered the Origin system. Significant development. Ballas has established himself as ruler of the Origin system. Through his Nama cult, all citizens have been forced to wear headpieces that distort perceived reality. Ballas is thus able to dictate exactly what the wearer experiences. Era continues to act as Ballas's enforcer, using composite creatures called Arcanes as muscle. Significant development. With the assistance of Hunhow and the Stalker, the Drifter has fought back against Ballas, destroying the Archons. The Tenno has been freed from their recursive timeline and now coexists with the Drifter. Significant development. Ballas is dead. The Lotus, now free from Ballas's conditioning, has chosen a preferred primary name and form. And then text, which we cannot read. I'm guessing it's just saying still analyzing and still watching. And then finally, the Kalimos sequence. Critical development! In a deranged attempt to transport himself and his cult to Tau, Ballas opened portals between the void and conventional reality on an unprecedented scale. This has attracted the attention of the Indifferents, whose freedom of action appears to have drastically increased. The threat posed by the Indifferents is now at a critical level. The laboratories have come under fresh assault from the Murmur. Unless the sleeper is awoken, Albrecht and Trati's legacy will perish. Conclusion: contacting the Necroloid, activating the Kalimos sequence. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Damn. The fact that Ballas was able to wield that power, how is that possible? It makes me wonder if Ballas himself was maybe he also made a deal with the man in the wall. I'll write a small theory in here. So if we go back down here, I'm going to put ballast, ... question mark. We know he would do anything to get his way. See his ultimate betrayal of his own people in aiding Hunhao during the Old War. What if he too made a deal with the man in the wall? One which allowed him to escape the conflict and live in a self-imposed purgatory, scheming away until his reveal during this latest chapter, or latest era. How else might he have been able to open up these rifts to Tau via the void? And it isn't explicitly that, though, is it? If we go back into here, Ballast open portals between the void and conventional reality on an unprecedented scale. I'm guessing, again, in trying to transport himself and his cult to Tau, these portals between our realm and the void would have had an exit portal which would have been Tau. At least is my understanding. How would he be able to do that if he didn't have the backing of the indifference of the man in the wall? I really wish I could imagine that final area once again, and just see if I can pick up on any void artifact that may have been present. I don't know. I don't know. And none of these buttons along the bottom do anything at the moment. Maybe in the future they will? Okay, well, before I continue on, again, we need to find wherever this thing is that I need to interact with in order to learn more about Drusus, the Leverian, etc. It did mention that maybe I can do something back up on Deimos, which I'm guessing is back with the Entrati family themselves. But I don't know where that would be. Okay, well, what I'll do, before I'm going to go for a very quick BRB, because I want to go get a drink, I'm going to quickly Google it, just to save the time here. So if I go to inbox, we're looking for the Armatus node. So if I go into here, and I search Armatus node, it's a disruption mission. Ah, okay, well, there you go then. I'm going to go grab a drink, and when I'm back, we're going to do the Armatus node. And I am back. Right. Let's go over to... is it Lloyd or is it Fibonacci? I believe it's here. Good. Yes, good. What did I need to do to get my next rank?
Gather the others. I have something to say to all of you.
Shrill Voca. Okay, so if we go over here to bounties... The one we need to do, there's Air Defense Armatus, which I'm guessing is what we need to do. Yes, Air Defense Armatus. Kill 3 flying Murmur enemies on normal mode, please. Thank you. Kill 3 flying Murmur entities. Or enemies, should I say. We can receive a single Shrill Voca from the common reward pool, as well as Corvex, Neuroptic's Blueprint, and Mandanel, which is his weapon. Okay, what else can we get in here? Oh, they're all the same. Oh, these two are the same at least. And then this one is systems. That is chassis. That replaces credits with endo. Okay, I see. Right. Well, without further ado, let's do our very first air defense mission. Now, I want to make sure I'm doing this solo, so I can really enjoy the tile set and not feel rushed.
Do I have your complete attention?
As much of my attention as I can possibly share with you, Fibonacci. Okay, here we go.
Papa's plan.
Honor Papa's plan. That's the plan. Right, let's go over there, shall we? Whee! Oh, something else that I wanted to talk about really quickly. I know this is slight blue balling from the mission. Notice that this vessel, at least to my knowledge, just listen. You can hear that groaning, but that's not what I'm listening for. If you come over here, this vessel, you can hear its heartbeat. And I brought this up a couple episodes back when we actually, you know, did the deed. It is a living, breathing entity, right? Like, we can hear its heart. I wonder if that is a piece of the indifference trapped within the vessel, keeping it powered. Because notice that this one here, which we were inhabiting, the one which we transferred into, does not have a heartbeat, as if it is an empty vessel. I don't know, just something to consider. And I know a couple people in the comments of the last video were like, Andy, look up, did you not see? I did, but oh. Alright, calm down, please. If you look up, you can see the man in the wall's face. But I was looking out here, like you can see his face over there with his open mouth. You can see his face up there again with his open mouth. Once again over there. Like the whole landscape is littered. What is happening here? That feels like foreshadowing. It's just fantastic design. It looks incredible. Right, let's go on into this air defense mission. I've never done an air defense mission before.
Tenno, if you can hear this,
Jesus!
you will have decided to act as my field associate.
I have indeed.
I need Entrati artifacts to keep Parvos Granum from taking control of everything I have built.
Okay.
I'm counting on you, Tenno.
Drusus, I will try my best. I'll try my best. We need to unlock the door with pleasure. So again, this is my first ever bounty here. Yeah, we came in here, of course, during Whispers in the Walls, but since then I've not returned. This is my very first... Oh, wow, look at the minimap. There are so many items. Oh, down here, maybe? Oh! Whoa! Oh, come on! Get in! What have we got in here, then? Hello, everybody! Wow! Look at all these rewards for me. Thank you very much. Okay, let's crack these open. We've got some credits. We've got some obols. Is there nothing else in here? No other goodies? I'm just being greedy. Okay, there's still more here. We've got those there. We've got these here. And then this one over here. There we go. Okay. Cool. Right. Yeah, sorry. Let's keep moving. All of these markings and engravings on this door. I'm not going to be able to translate that myself, but I've been told that there are some very clever linguists online who have been able to decipher that. I can hear his whispering. It stopped. So again, the physical makeup of this place seems to be very similar to that of these Orican derelicts and Orican towers. That is a one-to-one of the same sort of fleshy interior that we have seen on the derelicts within the Tower of the Unum. Okay. Unlock door. Don't you miss having a computer like this with your little screensaver? My favorite screensaver was the pipes that would, upon hitting a wall, redirect themselves. I loved that one. Anyway, unlock door. Hold on. Woo! go. Okay. Oh, we're back in the room we were in earlier. I see. Right, I thought we were going to be making our way to the door we needed to unlock. My bad. Okay, before we continue then, what do we have over here? Anything interesting on any of these tables? Anything interesting in the room that maybe I've not looked at before? Not that I can see. We've got a desk over here with all of these different books. Admittedly, that book there, I didn't bring in a sniper with me, and I kind of wish I had. I wonder if we can figure out what that book is. Looking at those symbols on the front. Okay. Before we go towards the door we need to unlock, let me come over here. There is another side room with yet another symbol on the door. Whether that will have any significance is yet to be seen. And then we just got more of these that we can destroy. Okay. Nothing in here then. I will say this reminds me of the same sort of piping that we've seen aboard the derelicts and stuff. Though on the derelicts, it's that white fauna. Or flora, sorry. Whereas here, Entrati has very clearly just leaned all in on the technological, as opposed to relying on nature itself. Okay, what's this? Oh, vitriol vial. Yeah, let's not destroy that. that's not going to be a good thing. Right, unlock door. Come on, nearly there. There we go. Okay, docket. Oh, it's a disruption mission. Okay.
Ready for a hunt?
I am. I'm so shuffling fragment. Oh my goodness. Okay. Noctua, come to my aid. And of course, with each of these kills, we are scanning them and acquiring more knowledge about who and what the Murmur truly are. Yeah, Dante was made for me. I love you, Dante. Right, let's see if we can make our way towards these dockets. We've already killed one flying Murmur enemy. We need 2 more to fulfill that prerequisite. This is where the train came through. I wonder if other things appear or apparate through here.
Be aware. The Gruslings have a particular appetite.
The Gruslings? The Gruslings? Okay. Sure.
A Grusling. It'll certainly have a docket.
Okay, well let's...
It might also have the final chapter to that book I was reading.
Oh, well maybe it will. We'll have to find out. Sorry, I'm just enjoying flying around at the minute, to be honest, Lloyd. I've got to be careful, though, because I don't have much in the defensive department. I probably should be using 2 light verses. Let's then do final verse to begin building some overguard. And then that way I've got a bit of a defensive... God, this is fun. I feel like the entire time I've been playing this game, it's just been because I've been waiting for... I've chucked it in. I've been waiting to play Dante.
Protect the conduit and watch out for enemy necromechs. They'll blow the whole apparatus up just to keep you out.
Don't worry, Lloyd. I'm on it, buddy. I'm on it. Hearing like the indifference, laugh and gargle. God, it's good. Okay, I've run out of energy. Maybe I need to throw an equilibrium into my build because, yeah, was not counting on losing my energy that quickly. I kind of didn't accommodate for anything else. I'm running weapons that all need to be leveled up. Like I have no damage. Yeah, that necromech's gonna get it. Oh no.
When they do that, you get nothing.
Oh no, this is bad. Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on, what am I gonna do? I can regain energy. I might have to leave and you know what? I'm gonna leave. We're gonna go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to the Sanctum Anatomica. I accept that I've done a poor build. Let's do this again. I need to maintain my energy. And there are ways I can do that. So give me just one moment while I consult my arsenal. If we go into upgrade for Dante, what are we currently rocking? We've got Organ Message, Nearest Hatred, which is ability duration. We do have Equilibrium. Okay, Equilibrium is in there. I'm wondering then, I do have a mod which gives me energy. Energy Nexus. I wonder if I throw that in instead of something like Nearest Hatred. Energy Nexus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's fine. Now I'm gaining 3 energy regen per second. And the drain from Noctua is... well, its drain per shot is 2.9. That's because of the efficiency I'm deducting from Blind Rage. I think I'm still happy to run Blind Rage. Flow is nice. Equilibrium, of course, is nice. We've got Intensify, Continuity. What can I do? What can I do? What else helps with my energy, I wonder? Dreamer's Bond? I'm using Growing Power at the moment. Rage, Hunter Adrenaline, Flow, Augur Reach, Augur Message, Brief Respite. I don't know what I want to put in instead. I don't have a lot of endo. I can't necessarily go and upgrade Equilibrium and Prime Continuity any further. I could put in Dreamer's Bond. But it's not enough for what I'm looking for. Maybe if I just look into efficiency then. Boreal's Hatred. Streamline. I can't fit in a max level Streamline, but I could put in something like a lower level Streamline. Quick thinking. Let's try a lower level Streamline, and then we'll level this up 3 times. To 20%. What does that do to my drain per shot? It goes to 2.5. I think I'm happier with that. We do take a knock to the duration, which isn't too much of a concern. Huh. Yeah. I think we'll give that a go. We'll give that a go. And see how we get on now. Hopefully that works out better. Again, sorry about that.
One has no choice but to entrust you with this.
Okay, of course. Bounties, Armistice, Disruption. Let's try again. I probably also should change... Hey, is that another Dante? Hell yeah. Oh, I like how they've styled themselves. They look awesome. I was going to say I might also just change my primary weapon to something that I am familiar with, Rubico Prime, just in case, you know, if push comes to shove, I've got something I can whip out and use. So, yeah, copy colors, perfect. That way we've got a backup plan should things go horribly wrong. Now, let's try this again with our slightly altered build.
If there was ever a time to find artifacts to donate to my plight,
now would be that time, of course.
If I can't pay Parvo's Granum soon, I'll lose the Leverian and all the knowledge stored within.
Drusus, I'm on it, buddy. Don't you worry. I know we've missed out on those destructibles on the first mission. I'll destroy more on this run, don't you worry. We'll go find the stuff we need. And go again. And go again. Nice. Okay, here we go.
You need to get into
Attempt number 2.
Docket. Ready for a hunt?
I'm ready for a hunt. Let's do this. Let's bring it on. Okay. Noctua and go, 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 go! Nice. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes now. It is still the same mission, yeah, destroying the 3 airborne flying enemies. There's a couple Stellar. Now, I know some people were, you know, very surprised to see that I got 10 Stealer from one of the sarcophagus in my Whispers video. I had no idea in that moment how jammy I may or may not have been, because of course I'd never acquired a Stealer before. But I've since learned that I was incredibly lucky.
Excellent. Look for a
Electrified conduits. Right, so I'm guessing I don't want to stand too close to the conduits, else I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to begin taking damage to my shields, especially. Okay, final boss. Okay, let's go and deal with this guy before he gets too much closer. Oh, he's tanky. We've got him, we've got him. Dark boss. Woo! There we go. Vessel capillaries. Or capillaries, sorry. I can read. Severed Warden. Nearly gotcha. Come on. There we go. Deal with you. Okay, I believe we've got the key for you back here. One moment. Where is it? There it is. Let's take you down here. Allow my energy to regenerate just a little bit. Oh, what is that? I think that's a very similar scrolling to the one we saw on the stairwell as we descended into the sanctum, as well as what we saw scribbled on Albrecht's desk. I'll have to take a closer look at that at some point and try and figure out what the meaning of it is. Summon Necromech?
Recalibrate the console to recognize you, and your Necromech will be with you in seconds.
I don't have a Necromech, so maybe that doesn't do anything. Okay.
Necromech will be waiting at the designated dispenser.
Okay. Well,
You may fire when ready.
You may fire when ready. Okay, well, again, I do have one. Oh, he's over there.
Explosive is coming your way.
Oh, sick. Okay, well, I might have to go and board the Necromech. I'm guessing it's another loner, like the one we had during the New War. Okay, oh, the beeps are coming from over here. Okay, let's go and deal with them now, because if I let them get too close, they're probably just going to deal with me. Okay, final verse. Yes! Okay, I'm beginning to get it. I'm beginning to understand. Okay, let's do a light verse and a dark verse. Deal with these Eximus. Hey, I believe this is the one which summons a Noctua companion. Yes. Okay, and it will deal the same status damage that we deal with the weapon via the own mods that we put into it. Oh, are we near that, that lone vessel? What was this here? Oh, I was going to take a closer look at the desk and it's exploded into a million tiny pieces. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's head back this way. Let's take this key to the next conduit. I know there's another key here, but I don't believe I can carry two at once. Oh, look at this. The Necromite is rebuilding. Oh, that's cool. So the Necromite is kind of like a portable foundry, I suppose, where it has these blueprints in its mind, in its data bank, and it is able to reproduce these items as and when needed. That's fun. Okay, put the key in here. And we'll make our way towards the enemy that spawned in somewhere over here. Let's prepare a dark verse. And another one. And then we will final verse. Admittedly, I didn't put any of the status effects on the Void Rig. Because I got a bit too carried away. I'm sorry. Never mind. There we go. Okay, let's summon another Noctua to our aid. We'll then do a dark verse to apply some slash. Now we know where the final key is. We're gonna have to go back a little bit to go and find that. Wow. I really am in love with the general style of this tile set. This Energy Nexus mod is... oh, it's phenomenal. It's completely changed this build, hasn't it? Okay, let's head in this direction, and we'll go and put in the final key. Now, do I want to go and find my loaned Necromech? I'm not desperate to do so. Because it's not mine. I'm going to be getting a loaner. There it is. Pop that in there. And we have one of these Loke things. Slash status effect. Oh, well, that's great for me. We can make the most of that with our Dark Verse. Hell yeah. We should be unkillable. Now, annoyingly, I haven't killed... Where is it coming from? Over here? I haven't killed another aerial enemy yet.
When I take ownership of your museum...
Oh my god. Lavos Granum.
Will you, Leverian, be included?
Oh!
Make this easy for me, and I will make that transition comfortable for you. If you prolong the inevitable.
Only if.
I cannot leave. You will be paid, and I will keep the Leverian.
Here we go again.
Oh, you say here we go again. I don't know if I'm going to stick around much longer, Lloyd. I kind of want to do some of these other bounties, to be honest with you. What have I stumbled upon here, though? This feels like a little special something something. There's loads of objects beneath me, destructible items. Is there a way for me to get this elevator to go up and down? Maybe? Enemies are invading. Hello, guys. Fancy seeing you here. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to open this. I thought maybe if I shot these, shot them, these crystals up here. Who knows? Okay, let me quickly go and get my Noctua back up. Deal with these guys. Do a little Dark Verse. There we go. I'll go back in and see if I can figure out what's going on here. So we've got a door on the left which we cannot currently open. And there are items in there. And below me, there are more items. Presumably when this lowers into the ground. There was that tool there, but I couldn't use that. There's nothing around here that I can interact with. There's all of these different treasure chests that I can smash open, but nothing else. Reactive crystal? Ah. Reactive crystal. What does the crystal react to, I wonder? Oh! Okay, that's a good sign. Guys. I'm not the same guy I was back when we were... What are these? Bello Voca? Oh, shit. I was going to say, this ain't the same guy who got stuck fighting the Rapallo list. I know to utilize my operator now. I'm a man. Shrill Voca. Oh, hell yes. Oh, no. Okay. Probably shouldn't have done that. So what is in here? I love the doorway. Love the doorway. What do we got in here then? So we can climb back up and find... Oh, there's a Soma cord. Oh, no. Oh, no, please. Pause. The other day, I needed to equip the Fomorian thing, and I accidentally overwrote my scanner, and I forgot to re-equip it. Oh, for God's sake. Dante, can you, like, if I point Noctua at it, can you pretend to scan this for me? This is like the worst moment of my life. I'm so annoyed. Oh, why am I like this? Why am I like this? Oh, whatever. Oh, guys, I'm so pissed off at myself. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's deal with the anatomizer. That should fulfill the flying enemies quota that I need to fulfill. We are being given more keys, and I can't lie, I am tempted to explore a little bit more before I continue on. So maybe we will grab these keys and do something with them. I am so annoyed that I can't use that. Oh, you fool. You fool! Why are you the way that you are? Never mind. Never mind. Well, I'll remember to re-equip it when I'm done in here now. Furious. Right, let's go and hand in this key. But then again, hold on. Wait. Before I go and hand in this key, I've noticed there's even more items below me here. So is there a way down? Probably out here somewhere. Okay, dealt with you. Let's deal with you guys. God, they're all encompassing, aren't they? Is there a way for me to go through the wall? Again, there are items allegedly, according to the minimap, through this wall here. And we know now, having seen that symbol before, that it's a locked door and it will require you to input a key combination on one of these computers. There's no computer here, nor is there any key combination I can do, which leads me to believe... Sorry, can we just say about how great this music is? Leads me to believe that the way in there must be somewhere else. Can I go up? There it is. Guys. Hell yeah. Let's get the pictures here of these symbols. Slide down here. Okay. Smash this. Smash that. Any more shrill Voca? Echo! Okay. Hell yeah. Nice. And then we've got the computer again, which I'm going to have to put the code into. Okay. Let's do that now. And then go again. And now. And now. There we go. Right. Now, am I going to be able to find all of the Voca? Probably not. But I'm down to have a wonder while we're waiting. There's no timer that I have to report to. Like me not killing the enemies right now isn't going to result in a mission failure. I can wander around as much as I damn well please. And I think I might do that. While I just try and soak in this environment and maybe discover more of these Voca. So let's go back this way. What is this? Oh, it's one of the Gruslings. Oh, I've not killed one of you yet. Oh, no, I wanted the Noctua. There we go. God, it's fairly quick, isn't it? This should kill it. Oh, no, it's what? It's separated. It's a multiple smaller Gruslings. That's an illegal maneuver. How dare you? There we go. Job done. Right, and then they've dropped all of the keys. But again, I'm not focusing on the keys right now. Okay, you know what? Let's go. Let's leave, and I'll do another mission, and I'll get... Why is the key so big? Did you see that? The key was like the size of my arm. That was ridiculous. Oh God, I just want to sit here and do this all day, but I have other things to do today, so I can't do many more in this episode. But
that you're here, Tenno.
Oh,
let's put you to work.
Let's put you to work. Right. So I'm curious then if anything will now happen with Drusus, because we've done this. We've done Armistice. Come see me afterward. So I'm guessing this is just a way for us to figure out how to unlock Dante.
It's better to have loved and lost.
Research Dante. Okay. So I can now come in here and I have 13 capillaries, a crucial subcomponent in the construction of Albrecht and Trati's vessels. I can use those to trade in for Dante bits and pieces. I see. Sanctum Simulacrum. The abandoned vessel scene, which I've been traded by a very courteous, wonderful individual. Dante's retreat scene. That's daylight robbery. 100,000 credits for 180 capillary. Come on. What are we doing here? What's this? That should be 1 million credits.
The gods of writing were always gods of magic too.
The gods of writing were always gods of magic too.
Both bound up in books. Impossible to bind forever, mind you. No matter how many locks and chains you fasten a book up with, someone will always prise it back open. That's the frightening thing about ideas, you see. They want to get out. Company is always welcome.
This is not really grounded in anything, and more so just it would be fun to explore further. I do wonder if there is power, like a literal power, in written word in this world. Like, think about how important it is to have, or like how important words have been in the story up until now. I wonder if due to the shared subconscious, I suppose, emotions we can feel towards a particular text. And not to spoil too much, I've recently been playing through Control by Remedy, and there's a lot of very similar, not necessarily story beats, but parts of the world building that are shared between Warframe and Control, which is just happenstance. But in that world, the shared subconscious sort of thoughts, memories, etc. of an item can give it power. And given what we know of the Void, and how emotion can manipulate the Void, I wonder if there's something maybe similar to that in Warframe. And that's kind of where Noctua gets its power from. We'll do one more bounty, I think. I want to have another...
I would speak with you.
Oh? What do you have to say, Fibonacci?
Your attention, please.
Yes? Okay. I thought he might have something to say.
Gather the others.
I need to get these Shrill Voca. Okay, I'm going to try and get some Shrill Voca. Bounties. What one do I want to do? Not another disruption. Mirror defense. Oh, shit. Okay. The rogue Culverin, a formidable fighter of Papa's own design, yet I have seen its schematics and I believe it has several vulnerabilities. Test my theory, locate its weak points, and destroy them. Got Clean House, Exterminate. I'll probably do that, to be honest. Let's go and do an Exterminate mission.
You have your orders.
And I'll really try and take my time in looking for these Voca and looking around the environment. Hey, Bird 3 is narrating. Hello, Bird 3.
See him off for coming back after we saw him off for coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay, my Helios is shredding. I thought I'd bring my... Oh, no, I know! I didn't equip my scanner. Wait, I'm going to have to leave. I'm going to have to abandon to go and equip my scanner. Please get me out of here. Oh, for God's sake. All right, stop perceiving me. I'm so embarrassed. I can't tell you how embarrassed I am. Why did I forget to equip my scanner? I'm just so excited to keep diving into missions. Yeah, mission failed, blah, blah, blah. Hold it against me, why don't you? Right, Arsenal. Gear wheel. Gear. We're going to replace the Fomorian Disruptor with none other than... did I go past it? I probably did. Scrolling back up. Where's my scanner? Kinetic Siphon, Lanzo, NoSam, Omni, Synthesis Scanner. There it is. Perfect. Now, I will go back up here. And we will do the bounty once again. Okay, here we go. Pretend this is my first time going in here. Thank you.
Creepy's got no manners. Coming back when we saw him off for coming back. See him off for coming back after we saw him off for coming back.
Oh, Bird 3, I'm on it. I'm on it. Okay. I'll just watch as my Helios decimates anything that gets within a 10-meter vicinity of me. No, I will attack shortly. I'm just gonna wander a little bit, let my energy build up, and then we'll whip out Noctua. Like so. Right, now again, we're gonna try and find as many of these Voca as possible, because I'd love to rank up my standing in this episode. Like, that is what I'm shooting for. Some more Stealer? Have I seen this before? Almost like an Hourglass-esque design, isn't it? God, I love that sound. Like, hearing him communicate through them, or whether that is just their own voice, is yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Pew! Nice. What is my mission? Find 3 murmur sarcophages. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. So typically, from what I've seen, we can discover their sarcophagi. What is this? Oh my god, hello! As if they, like, crawl out of the ground like that. That's cool. Yeah, typically we find them in, like, those outdoor, sort of deserty, arid locations. And I imagine the same will be true here. Come here, Grusling. Wait, where have you gone? There you are. I did not see you fly away. Okay. Dark Verse again. Finish you off. Where's your friend? I think we got them. Okay, what is this? Pick up Echo Voca. Oh, cool. So I'm guessing that's just for defeating them. Nice. We've got this wonderful viewing platform here. I probably should allow my Helios scanner to finish scanning before I destroy the thing it's scanning. Sorry, Helios. That's my bad. I say that as I immediately do it again. Oh, I wasn't sure if we'd be able to jump down to the lower lip. Never mind. Okay, we should now begin noticing way more damage on enemies, assuming I haven't already scanned them all. Okay, Noctua. And probably should be using my Light Verse to build some Overguard. Okay, let's go back outside. And again, let's keep our eyes peeled for any and all Voca that we can come upon. I probably should just wait until all enemies are defeated, because I believe then we... Never mind. I take back what I just said. I take back what I just said. The game's been very generous to me. Okay, anything down here then, I wonder? This seems like the sort of place they would maybe hide something. Look at all of this, huh? I wonder what that is. Again, it's built upon that fleshy wall. I wonder if that's meant to be like a brain. It has brain-like qualities to it. Right, let's get out of here. Where's this? Oh, we're underneath like the hourglass thing down here. Oh, cool. Again, it's so deeply rooted in the sort of Frankenstein's laboratory motifs. I think it works really, really well. What do we got here? Vitriol Vial. Okay, scan those. Let's continue on. Let's see what else there is to discover elsewhere in this level. Got a Necromech up there. Oh, shit. Is this like some sort of Necromech production line? That is my guess. Let me go and grab this Voca. There we go. My guess is that Albrecht Entrati, in realizing what he had unleashed, devoted his life to building a defensive layer, I suppose, for humanity, unbeknownst to them, in the form of these necromechs, but also these vessels. I cannot think of another purpose they might have had. These Goliaths would probably be incredible on the front lines in an interdimensional war with this indifference. But now again, were they made for the promised operator? Was he intending for them to be self-sufficient? I don't know. I've got no idea. Okay, deal with you. Okay, I really need to do a couple of light verses here and build up my overguard. There we go. Okay, we do have a buff now. A Necromite, let's not kill you. Sorry, fella. I did not mean to try and kill you. But yeah, it's like, here's another one. Like, how many vessels can we discover, I wonder? I wonder if it is worth me trying to note down every unique vessel we can discover in the tile set. And if that would give me / us an idea as to how many he made. Like, this, okay, we can hear the heartbeat. So again, it's tricky, isn't it? Because much like the Warframes, they are, and I use the word somewhat loosely, the Warframes are alive. Obviously, the best representation of that is Excalibur Umbra or a reactive crystal. What happens if I attack that, I wonder? Hold on. Before I hit this, let me just keep talking for a second. Excalibur Umbra is the best representation of the fact that the Warframes are alive. The other frames do also have some level of sentience within them, but it's like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. It's been so heavily diluted by the torment and suffering that they received at the hands of the Orokin, and this strain of infestation within them that made them who they are, but there is still a little something in the middle of them, in the core of what makes them a Warframe, that makes them alive. I wonder if, again, that was the ethos behind these vessels. They have to be alive so that we could one day transfer into them. Or was he intending for them to be self-sufficient? And we can see that another vessel was holding this one down, like pulling it down into the sand below. Okay, let's see what happens when we hit this. Okay. Is that now something we can go on? This thing here? Or is there another reactive crystal that I need to hit that I've not seen? Let me try and climb up this guy's arm. Maybe this was previously closed, but now that I've done that, it's open? Oh! One of the sarcophage we need! Nice! Can you believe it? It's in. Okay. Did I scan it? I believe I did. Hey! 4 Stealer! Brilliant! Oh, fantastic. Well, that went well. I also had it pointed out to me that these eyes don't look at your Warframe. They look at you, the player. Like your camera. That is very, very uncomfortable. I don't like that. Okay, let's continue on. I need to be so wary of the time. So wary. I'll probably finish this mission and then we'll wrap up this episode. And then the next episode, as I see it, will be doing some more bounties, hopefully leveling up again with our standing. That's a rogue necromech. Okay, how do I get up there? Hold on. Up here? Where are they? I think they're down here to my left. Yep, there they are. Okay. Let's open fire. Rogue Void Rig. Oh, that's strong. Okay, let's pop Final Verse. Then we'll do Dark Verse. Then we'll do another Dark Verse. Then we will do a Final Verse in 3, 2, 1. God, they really are strong.
Yeah, I saw a few more down the hall.
Bird 3.
Go clean them up for you, but then, you know, I saw you're pretty into it, so...
Bird 3, I'm somewhat preoccupied at the moment, good sir. Yeah, thank you. I'm fending for my life here against this rogue void rig. There we go, that's better. I did the combination correctly that time. Now, what did we get for killing them? I wonder if we got anything special. Because obviously that's a harder fight than what we're used to elsewhere in this tile set. Now, before I keep going, let me go back to that little tunnel I found myself in. Which I think was... Was it down here? Yes. Now, was there any Voca in here that I maybe missed? We've got these vials. No, there's nothing else in here. I wondered because it felt special. If maybe there was something in there that maybe I could discover. Oh, hello there. A little chest with 2,000 affinity inside. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Right, well, we'll run past these. Again, I'd love to find a couple more Voca before we wrap this up. Whether or not that'll be possible is yet to be seen. But yeah, God, I truly do love what they've done with this tile set. Look at that. And again, more of these. If I can pick up several pieces of architecture which look similar to what we see here, I think that's how I'm going to decide to style and decorate my orbiter. Sorry, looking at the map, because maybe I needed to go a different way. If we go back this way... Hold on, there is an item back here. Ah, there we go. I had a feeling it might be a Voca. If we go back the way we came, we should be able to find a few things back there that I didn't go through the right doorway maybe to discover. So let's finish these guys off. I need to find 2 more of these sarcophagus. Highly unlikely that's going to happen. I'll be real. There we go. That'll hopefully distract them. Can we go for a finisher? Yes. Okay. Wasn't as cool as I thought it might have been, but I'll take it. Right, so from here, we now want to go back across the way. Okay. There is also an item down here. Could this be another Voca? No, just a random vase. Okay. Let's go back over here. We've not gone through here yet. And this might be where we'll find the rest of the enemies, maybe some more Voca, and of course, some sarcophagus. Well, there are loads of chests in here, but none which seem too exciting. Yeah, nothing in here. Okay, let's go back across the way. There's another doorway down here. Ah, which I'm familiar with, so shoot the reactive crystal. Now, if we find a Soma cord again, I am going to be able to open it up. Because, of course, I do now have my scanner after the Fomorian mishap. Okay, there's one more Voca. 6 of 9. Nice, found. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't resist the urge. I'm so sorry. Destroy these. We missed one over here. There we go. Okay, now we go through here. And will it be on the same ledge? Yes. Okay, so scan you. Oh, never mind. My Helios scanner got it. Derelict found. Nice. Okay, now let's ascend up here again. Any more Voca? No. No Voca up here. Never mind. Okay, well, we've got 3 left to find. That shouldn't... I fancy our chances. And again. And again. Nice. There we go. Right. Well, I think we're just going to follow the marker now and just go and obliterate any enemies we find. And if we so happen to find Voca along the way, then so be it. But I'm not going to worry too much about hunting anymore because I believe we have all of the Voca we need to rank up our standing with the Cavia. Which is perfect. I think that's a great way to end today. And I know some people have shared their concerns about me maybe jumping into Lotus Eaters and then jumping into the Hex. I've not asked for any spoilers about it. I've just been told that there are time-sensitive, I think, unlocks, which I'll want to begin making progress towards sooner rather than later. I'm not going to speed through. You know, I'm going to be very transparent about what my plans are. As I see it, the Hex is the final main story quest before we dive into the Old Peace update. And I want to make sure that I am Not like 100% completionist, etc. Like, don't worry, I'm not gonna, you know, collect every weapon in the game and every Warframe and all of that before I tackle the next main story quest. Like, that's a step too far. But I do want to try and be as thorough as I possibly can be with story-related content. I want to make sure that we're all caught up on our standings. I want to have fully explored everything we possibly can over here in Albrecht's laboratory and whatever awaits us in 1999, of course. So, yeah, don't worry. There'll be no speeding through. I'm just, I suppose, laying the foundation to make sure I can tackle everything in the order I want to be tackling it in. Now, hopefully we can find another one of these sarcophagus before we wrap this mission up. Okay. Do a couple dark verses, build up some slash, and then we'll do the final verse. Very nice. And then we'll do a couple more of these. Light verse, dark verse, final verse. Yeah, I probably should deal with the Shock Eximus first before I deal with them because their shield is proving to be a little bit impenetrable. Summon my birds. I am not able to get through this. I can't even see its health. Ah, there we go. We got it. We got it. Perfect. Okay. There is an item here, apparently, according to the minimap. I'm guessing this down here is another sarcophagus. Yep. Oh! Oh, we nearly lost it. Nearly lost it. Okay, shoot it. There's the bounty completed, and now all I need to do is kill 15 more enemies. And then we are good to go. Another one of these hourglass-looking things. Can we go down and through? Because again, there are items underneath me. Yeah, look, you can see. Oh! Oh, I did not realize that was a door. Oh, sick. Okay. Oh, awesome. Shit, I did not realize. I thought it was going to be like a really tough puzzle. And then that ejects me down here. Can I go in? I can. Oh, wow. I like how quiet it is down here. That is very, very eerie. Okay, let's come out of there. We need to kill 3 more enemies. Be good if I could aim at that one single vase. Let's try and kill them now, and then maybe that'll give me a bit of breathing room. Let's explode them. Nice. Very nice. Okay, I'm beginning to figure out a little bit more about what makes Dante tick. So right now, if I were to do another double dark verse, yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, I've got like, I mean, I really probably should be wrapping up here, but I think I'm gonna. Oh, hold on. Where am I going from here? Apparently, I need to go up from here. I should be wrapping up because I've got like. I've got 40 minutes until I go to work, and I still haven't had my lunch. But I just want to keep playing. Can I go up here? Yes! Nice. Oh, I'm really enjoying finding all of these different nooks. Apparently, there's another item above me. And that was it. Ah, that is definitely where they're going to hide some stuff in the future, isn't it? 100%. Okay, let's go now so I can go and eat and, you know, not be hungry anymore. And then we'll continue this tomorrow. I've had a really, really good time, though, this episode. A bit more laid back while we do some bounties and learn some more story. I hope you guys have none the... Oh, there's a Soma cord! No. Oh, saved. Where is it? Is it here? No, it's down. Ah! There we go. Derelicts. Wait, why does it say Derelicts 2? I got Derelicts 2 on the last scan. Is that a bug? Another Voca! 8 of 9! Imagine if we found the last one while we were on our way to extract. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? There is something up here. Come on. Come on, give it to me. There is an underground section over here that I can apparently go to. Is it up here? No. Where is it? I can't worry about it. I do need to go. I've overstayed my welcome considerably. But it's gonna annoy me if I don't find it. Okay, hold on. Last place I'll check. If it's not in here, then so be it. Come on. Can you believe it? Oh my god, we got all of them! Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go. Boom. Right. I'm just panicking about how I've got to edit this and thumbnail in like 20 minutes. Oh.
Now that you're here,
I'll figure it out. If you're watching this video, I figured it out. Right, let's go and rank up the Cavia.
You
Yep.
understand. Gather the
Gather the others. Yes. Go!
The grimoire must speak with its own voice.
Oh?
I do not consider this an effective use of resources. What do I know? Have at it. Listen to the fish.
I don't have any necromech at the minute, so I don't know which one of these is going to be good for me. We have a few of these already. I'm going to go for necromech aviator. That seems nice.
I believe this aids in conditioning, I suppose.
Here we go.
Yes, that's it. Gather round now. I have much to impart.
I
Okay.
wanted them organized. They're organizing.
They are organizing.
For he to preserve us.
Now, let us review. In our time thus far, you have both done, better than expected.
Mr. Confident, isn't he? Very polished. I didn't see him helping.
Yeah. But then, there's more for
I love that
us
they're
to
talking
do.
over him.
Right.
However, some of us are still allowing the past to exert undue influence upon our minds. Minds Papa gifted to us.
He's talking about Tagfer, isn't he?
In the fulfillment of his grand and
his loss of Min.
plan, of which our dear friend Min's unfortunate passing was a tragic component.
You okay, Mr. Fishinacci?
What? Yes. Please do not interrupt.
Well, I'm sure it'll work out wonderfully.
Mr. Tagfer? Mr. Tagfer? You look mad. Why are you mad, Mr. Tagfer? Huh? Mr. Tagfer? Why are you mad?
Something I'm not considered is I wonder if... Oh no! Did you say... Oh no! Oh, did you see that? My cursor was like making traces of lines in the sand. Oh! Ah! That's upsetting.
Your attention, please.
I wish I could go back and look at that again.
You have proven yourself.
Okay, I don't have enough Shrill
worthy
Voca to
of
rank up
trust.
again. So we'll do that in the next episode. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I now need to rapidly edit this together. I will see you in the next episode for more bounties, another rank up of the Cavia, and maybe something else. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. And if possible, now this is no promises, but it's if possible, I might try and wrap at the end of the next episode the Lotus Eaters. Maybe. If that doesn't happen, this is not a legally binding document, but I would like to, because I've heard it's like 5 to 10 minutes long. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Fare thee well.